Hello, this is your friend Suna here again, and I'm going to speak about men's liberation. And I want to speak directly to men and women who are listening to this. Please take a very compassionate position, because we have focused so much on women's liberation, which is kind of allowing women out into the world and to being physically as accepted as men, and being able to vote, and being able to hold positions and jobs and such in the masculine world. But men's liberation is really allowing men into the feminine world. And this is something that they have been prevented from doing, and in that not really being able to be a fully human being, but just an aspect. And that is the area of full emotions and what we consider the feminine qualities, or the yin qualities of just being and holding space and free flowing. The way that men are raised, are we only allow them to have one emotion, and that's anger. So when they have these intense emotions, deep feelings of love and adoration for their partner, a woman, high reverence, the only way that they tend to express that, and this is not all men, but many men who have not evolved beyond this, is through anger. And I've seen relationships where a man just adores his woman in his life and ends up emotionally abusing her, or physically abusing her, or some expression of anger and hatred that they later regret. But that's because they're not being given the full vocabulary of emotions to be able to express themselves with. And that would be vulnerability, compassion, those type of things that when they may dare to express, someone would say, "Oh, man up." And people have said that to women too, "Oh, man up." And that is deny that whole side of what life is, that yin, feminine, emotional flow and waters of life to exist. It's get to the hard land, get to the, hard physical reality, and deny that waters of life flow. So physical abuse, emotional abuse happens a lot to the very ones we love. Look at all the crimes of love. The hate is really love in reverse, a distortion of the love feelings, or the desire to absorb the love that's there, but it's turned into a kind of a self-punishment or a sabotaging of self. So what happens in a relationship of deep love, a man loves and adores and just really wants this woman with him so much, and then doesn't know how to deal with the feelings that come up. And they're feelings not just around her. There may be feelings of what happened at work, or a disappointment over something he wanted, or feeling incapable, but which is a false feeling, where he's really talented in some area, but then feels this pressure to have some sort of perfectionist presentation, and then that feeling of not matching that expectation becomes this feeling of insufficiency and feeling bad about yourself. They throw that onto the woman they love and make her feel you're not good enough. And they'll say that. They'll say things like that, you know, I could do better than you, and I could get better than you, and you aren't pleasing me, and which is like that thought in itself, you're not pleasing me. That is a total abandonment of your own responsibility. Nobody is here to please you. Get that straight, men and women. You're here to create joy and protect your joy. And nobody's responsible for somebody else. You're responsible for yourself. So anytime you say, oh, you made me unhappy, or you're not pleasing me, then you're just abdicating your responsibility as a human being and making yourself a victim. And you will experience that victimhood, because at some point, this woman who's supposed to be pleasing you, or man in a woman's situation, will be tired of it and feel that inadequacy that you feel, and just say, I can't, for my own protection, I can't be in this relationship any longer. And there you go. You've got your abandonment. You're losing the very thing that you want the most of in life because you push it away. So you've got to get back to focusing on yourself, what you're feeling within yourself, and allow for all those feelings. Allow for your vulnerability. You're still the same person when you're feeling proud or when you're feeling vulnerable. You're the same person. You're the same person when you, failed meeting your goal as when you excelled your goal. You're the same person. And use those feelings as like a compass to where you need to rethink things and maybe redo things. And they're all blessings, every single feeling you have. Even this feeling of inadequacy, you can thank it for reminding you to focus on who you truly are and where the love and joy is. Thank every feeling you get for reminding you, like a compass, to turn you back onto the direction of your true being. And here I want to provide you with some tools to help you get there. These are different teachers that you should just look at and get a feel for, and one of them is going to be able to, help you access your inner true self. Eckhart Tolle, A Course in Miracles, and teachers of A Course in Miracles are Tina Louise Spalding. Then there's Marianne Williamson, Kenneth W. something, who was the editor of A Course in Miracles. And just look that up, A Course in Miracles, and you'll find many different teachings there. There are quantum healing hypnotherapists, such as myself, that actually help you quiet all those aspects of your mind that just distract and interfere with who you truly are, and allow you to speak your truth to yourself. So quantum healing hypnotherapy is a really excellent way to access the truth of yourself. There's a beyond quantum healing hypnotherapy, which is what I'm trained in, and Google, you do some research. Contact me if you'd like. I do Skype sessions, but you can do and one-on-one sessions if you're here in Sweden. And sometimes I'm in America, in the New York area, Florida, and California, LA, or you can find someone near you. Even just books like Siddhartha by Herman Hesse, that helped me. Yoga, a good Kundalini yoga will also access deeper aspects of yourself. Even the teacher may share some insights. Walking in the woods, just being in the woods by yourself, having a practice where you get up every morning and breathe, feeling your whole being, thanking everything, is even thanking the anxiety you may feel, because it's reminding you to focus on absorbing the love, absorbing the joy, turning towards the joy. I am providing in my Patreon, especially on the Loving Move in Peace tier, many practices that you can choose and use. But the most important thing is you do something for yourself. I know people who have turned to Alcoholics Anonymous or any kind of addictive behavior treatment, Anonymous, because what actually often comes is an addictive behavior to kind of mask and suppress the self-hate, shame that goes on in this cycle of really not accepting yourself and causing for painful relationships and painful situations. These are not what your life is supposed to be about. Your life is about joy and exploration and discovering the beauty of this world and what relationships can be. That may be very hard to believe if you've been living this suffering, sacrificial life that the Western mind has been trained in through this Catholic Church mentality that exists, regardless if you're religious or not. It's there. So we need to retrain our brain, and that's what A Course in Miracles is about, to really come back to who we truly are, to our authentic selves. So I'm going to wrap this up now and express this as men's liberation. But women have these issues too, because we've been in this men's world. We need to fully accept ourselves completely as we are, with all our emotions, and know that it is our compass and our guiding towards our joy and fulfillment in life. And you don't have to figure out the how of doing things, but be very aware of what it is in your heart that you really want, and be observant and aware of the actions that take you closer to your heart's desire and your actions that take you away from your heart's desire. And get the help and support through the tools of these teachers and organizations. I will continue. I will always be here. And I just bless you for the being that you are. You are unique and beautiful and a part of this beautiful world when you are your true, authentic self. Blessings.